welcome back. I think it's been like 2 days, somewhere around there. I meant to record this a while back, but whatever. I figured out the audio and stuff. So today, I'm going over the flying type. The flying type preview thing, the general meta that is flying, birds, poultry. They're all delicious, unless if you're a turkey. So flying is actually in a very, very, at least decent spot. So you got a lot. You got some good options because Tornadus was the most recent flying type. I'm not expecting one for a little bit. They now have access to their zone. So where does their DPS come from? You have a few options. Not much, but some. You have Steven and Rayquaza. Now, this pair was really, really underrated when they came out. Now people are just seeing how good he actually is, I think. But he aged better than what people thought that he would. Like, he does have a sync nuke that is only 40% extra damage. He doesn't get anything off this besides Mega. It's a little lower base power. I think they could have bumped up the base power to 250 personally, but that's whatever. Stat-wise, Rayquaza here, he has not even 300 attack. When he megas, does not change, so you don't need a mega with him. So you can just have someone who lowers defense, a support EX, something else to give him that damage ramp. Because otherwise, yeah, he doesn't hit as hard compared to other Master Fairs. I will give him that. He does not hit as hard. But for flying type and just damage period, he hits pretty good numbers. He does hit good numbers. Dragon Scent 2/3 base power, not bad. Single target, give himself super effective up, pretty good. Ho and Fly Bear, obviously. So if, whatever. Downs have any stat down, he gets an increase. Good form. The more you use Saturates, the more it powers up moves. So let's count here. Dragon Descent, you can raise both your defenses by 1, up to 6 times, but you can have someone else raise them even more. You can do speed if you have this, but speed's a very easy thing to come by. Head start for more countdown. You could do this, but this isn't worth it in my opinion. He can raise his special attack from, where is it? From Draco here, for obvious reasons. He can get his attack up to +4, but if you get Fierce Entry, that goes up to +6. But having someone raise your attack by 2 isn't bad. But what sells me with him most of all is the super effective up. Super effective next is very good. And just being able to pop it whenever you want. So you pop that, sync, and you hit everything on the field. Pretty good. He is probably Flying's best damage dealer. Balloon Pidgeot would probably be my next bet. Yeah, they don't get a passive change. Now, unfortunately, because he's a day 1 unit, he does not get that much going for him. Special attack, 550 is still pretty good. Acuity and Haste, doesn't get any damage modifiers in there. 192 base power on the sync as well. But 151 base power on Hurricane. Special attack by 2, crit by 2, accuracy, evasion. Evasion's kind of whatever, but neither here nor there. So his damage modifier will come from Brutal Clarity, which is 30% on Hurricane. Now, if you want to fuck around with Harry, by all means, I personally would not touch it. I don't like it. I don't like a free synergy, Harry. I don't like those passives. Sleep buff, sleep damage buff, whatever it's called, Good Nightmare, I think. Yeah, very sure it's Good Nightmare. I don't like how those work, but it is whatever. Hurricane accuracy is always nice, even though you raise your own accuracy. But pinpoint entry, if you get this when you mega, your accuracy goes up to +4 guaranteed without a refresh. So someone would just need to raise by 2. Now, who raises accuracy in general? Swallow is like the best flying support in the game, and he can actually raise accuracy through that speed, It is this one. This one. He needs dupes for this, but when you're flying and the opponent attacks you and obviously it doesn't land, you raise everyone's accuracy. He has a chance to heal off that. He can give attacks and he gives speed. Very good. He also gives speed through soar, so he can top off anyone's offensive stat. He can give everyone crit rate. Very good. And he can flinch. But then he has aggravation down here, which I love this personally. Foul fighting is whatever to me. But then support EX, he's very good. Now that's something else that flying has a lot of. Flinch support. Flinching is very, very good. You have a Tornadus here, which I already did a full overview over Tornadus, so I'm just going to go over this very quickly. Built-in flinching and confusion in the base kit, but then you get another one up here. You can lower stats, more confusion. Just very, very good. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. So yeah, flinching is something that is most common in flying. I want to say it's most common. Do not quote me on that, but I'm very sure it's most common. But flying is very good at that. What they lack is really DPS, because as good as Rayquaza is, obviously it's a master fair. We're probably never going to see it again. You're stuck with Pidgeot otherwise. Staraptor, debuffer. They have some debuffing capabilities, like Togekiss here. Also has Air Slash, yeah. But can also do a random affliction, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Move gauge acceleration. Flying is where we also dip into other weathers, for example. Flying's at a weird mix, so they kind of needed Tornadus. But we have Delibird, who has Cold Front, and has general hail supporting stuff. Snow Shelter, Healing Hail, Move gauge acceleration, and raises stats, so it's like a big stat battery. Aerial Ace is whatever, Jewel Peck is whatever, Sync is whatever. Most of this unit is but you can use it as a critical support, tank, speed up. She can be used for a lot of things, but she really wants Hail, and Hail's in a weird spot in my opinion. Like, flying is where you get the weird combinations. So Gyarados, for example, wants water. And who he would really benefit from is Winnowa and Pelipper, because Pelipper has Rain Dance and obviously Air Slash, which I do like the flinches for turn skipping. But he would also benefit from Flying Zone as well. But flying for the type skill, that's the word I'm looking for. Gyarados with type zone, type skill, and rain would be really strong, but the support needs to be able to carry him, because he doesn't unfortunately have what most of the others have, where he gets at least +4 in a stat. He gets Superior Might, like attack, special attack, and actually by 1 stat rank at the cost of almost half your HP and 3 move gauge. The 3 move gauge is whatever. Like, I just don't like how this works. Power Flux is mediocre. Adrenaline, you should not be syncing with Gyarados. I'm sorry. The only instance you should be syncing with Gyarados is if you have... where is it? Sync Quickening? Just, most of this is mediocre. He needs a grid extension of some kind. He needs something else. This does not cut it. As strong as Hyper Beam is, this does not carry him. Because at the moment, he can run Rain or Flying Zone. You want to be able to run both. So something needs to give way here. Either Winnowa's grid is crazy support, or Gyarados gets a broken grid extension. Something needs to give way. So a lot of people meme on Braviary for being one of the worst pairs in the game. I'm here to tell you, he's not as bad as you think. Max out his attack, max out his crit. He can be used as a fly tank. Power Flux is whatever. Quick Combo is... it's fine. 4% chance of restoring MP for use moves with the quick move tag when its attack is successful. So Fly. he can constantly restore his flies. He can just keep doing that. He has a strong sync nuke, 300 base power, and you give it inertia, which is here. You need to do that, unfortunately. But you could also have him raise his own speed, ramming speed off that, brutal clarity, which he has accuracy from pinpoint entry, and here, which that's only +3, but once again, Falconer can help support that. Eros is only a base 50 base BP move, so it's not going to do much. Fly is where his bread and butter is. But unfortunately, nothing here really buffs Fly. You're stuck with Power Flux. So you wait for the move gauge to fully charge, then you use Fly, because that's how it calculates. How much move gauge is left when you use the move. So you would Fly when your move gauge is full with whatever Power Flux you can, or you could use him as a sync nuke and just have him operate as a tank. Which is perfectly fine, because Fly obviously takes no move gauge. You have whatever other types you have constantly using moves, then you have him as a sync nuke. Because he's strike, that'd be an AoE. So, it's not bad, but people meme on him a lot for being the worst in the game. And I hate this unit here. Yveltal, I think this unit was very poorly designed. Like, 430 special attack is fine. It is whatever. Oblivion Wing, only 175 base power, and restores HP. Only 175. I don't like this. Dark Pulse is fine. It's whatever. You gave him Dark Power for a flying type. You gave him Dark Power with the base 114 BP move when you want to be using flying with him, because he has recuperation, healthy heal. You want to use him as a flying type. Why do you give him Dark Power? The aggravations are honestly whatever. You can use them. You can use them as a flincher for flying. It's not the worst idea in the world, but I hate it. He's also move gauge acceleration, move gauge period, max out his own crit rate, and lowers his defenses. You can use him as a flincher for flying. 40% chance. Hear me out here. It's not the worst of ideas. 2 MGRs. Stat reboot, whatever. Just, it's not the worst idea in the world. HP advantage is honestly so bad. Healthy buffer is honestly not bad. If you're using him in that way. Because you can use him as a sync nuke, rejuvenate's fine, but he needs a modifier on a sync move in order for sync nuke to be worth it. He needs something else. Like, 175 base power does not cut it. HP advantage is so bad. There's just so much to Yveltal's kit that is just mediocre or just confusing. So, like, flying, you have amazing supports like Skyla, Swanna. I would argue Tornadus is a support, debuffing support. Staraptor is not a bad debuffer. Like, you have Defog here, the second defogger in the game. If you guys know CS with defog, it is free points. Lowers evasion, fine. Feather Dance, lowers attack by 2 ranks. The one thing I wish... Actually, yeah, he does have Ripple Flex, so never mind, yeah. Just, he debuffs everyone's attack, debuffs everyone's evasion. Sync is fine. He could be a sync nuker. Power posture, probably use moves. Steadfast 7. Steadfast with Braver is especially since it's only 160 BP. But sync nuke, he could be operated like that. Raise attack by 3, raise speed of allies by 3, applies guard healing. But he needs a lot of support though. He needs a lot of support. Pinch, whatever, wide open, whatever, terrify. Another steadfast first aid. Like, demoralize. Evasion when time was successful. Huh. Alright. Use sync moves. Yeah, like, he has a lot of sync move stuff. He has a lot of sync move stuff. You can use him as a sync nuker just fine. But good luck, because you need to get him 3 attack, you need to get him crit rate, which is obviously Samurai. He's someone who can do that, but Staraptor is viable. Like, a lot of these mons are viable, but flying just doesn't have enough move damage in my opinion. You have Pidgeot, you have Rayquaza. Gyarados needs a fuck ton of support. Yveltal needs some help. I don't think he's entirely viable yet. I want to try him with Flying Zone one day, if I ever have the balls to do it. But that is whatever. So that's going to be it with this video. This is much shorter than the Psychic video, because Psychic, I just rambled on for so long about the most useless stuff. I think I did a better job. Flying is in a solid spot, but they need a little more. If you guys enjoy this kind of content, leave a like. Consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this, and where I just ramble for hours. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.